it tends to be the management that protect themselves, and it tends to be frontline that suffer the biggest losses, and that was an additional question, a point that the person raised. Can I ask any contributions from the floor, please, at this point? Please, yeah. Just wait for the microphone.
My name is Amy Pearson and I live in Fleet. I'd just like to ask the Labour candidate, because both the other two candidates have said that they will be freezing or even reducing public sector pay, and I'd like to know what your ideas on that are, and if you agree with them.
Yes, well, I think it's fairly clear that public sector pay will have to be capped because of the need to balance the budget. There is a choice: either reduce the number of employees or reduce the pay bill by other means, and a pay rise cap is sharing the burden rather than inflicting it on small numbers of people. I don't think it's ideal. I think there may be more a case that inflation has unfortunately taken off again, and I think it's likely to be that public sector pay in the short term doesn't keep up with the current projected rate of inflation. Now, it is going to be a painful few years, and I think we're all going to suffer. I don't think anyone's exempt from it, unfortunately.
Any other contributions from the floor? Yeah.
Hi, my name is James Dutson. I live and work in Hook for SME company. And I'd like to follow on from what James Arbuthnot was saying about promoting work in the private sector. We have a limited future in terms of where we're going to go for private sector jobs. What are the options going forward? I work in a high-tech industry. What are you going to do to help small and medium-sized enterprises to advance in these key areas? And what do you see about the financial sector, which is currently in turmoil in the City of London, which supports a lot of the taxation that we receive as a country?
Is there a specific candidate you'd like to raise?
To all the candidates.
James Arbuthnot.
We are very lucky in this country that we do have a highly skilled workforce, and we need to make the best of that highly skilled workforce. One of the issues which I think we need to, and I'm sure we will get onto in due course during the course of this evening, is the fact that we need to build a green economy. And having a highly skilled workforce here, if we can capitalise on that skill to lead the world in greening the world, then that's one of the areas where we can make a real difference, and we can also make a lot of money for the country to fund the public sector, the public services that we all need. But it is small and medium enterprises that are driving the economy. It always is small and medium enterprises. And so the Conservatives would like to reduce the corporation tax on small companies from 22% to 20%. We'd also, as I've already said, like to stop the national insurance rise that is coming down the track. We believe, as a party, that one of the ways we get out of the mess that we are now in, it's a sad thing that Labour inherited the best economy in Europe and has left us now with the second worst, depending on where we are in relation to Greece. But we've got to work our way out of the mess that we are now in. And that means encouraging people to work. If possible, we'd like to reduce taxation, but we're going to have to look at the books before we do. We'd also like to reduce the bureaucracy that is stifling small businesses.
Thank you.
Right, well this question actually came up last night in Odeon about also a person who runs an SME. And as I said, this is not an area of expertise of mine, but I do have the policy, and of course I can email that to you if you give me the contact details, a 12-point page document. But briefly, what we want is a financial infrastructure that serves business so that you have affordable access to credit for businesses and create new mechanisms to provide equity finance to them. Also, we want to reform the regional development agencies to provide focused business support and give smaller businesses fair access to public sector procurement. But the other big thing that we're also saying is that we need to be making things in this country again in a big way, because we are over-dependent on an economy that sells things. And having lived in Taiwan, where you clearly see the power of China and how it dominates the manufacturing of the world, unless we are competitive in that arena, we are going to be further marginalised in the world economy. So that is why Nick Clegg has been speaking about converting the old shipyards into places where you are investing in manufacture of green technology. And that's what we should be investing in and be leaders again in the economy, world economy.
Yes, I think it's clear that one of the unfortunate byproducts of the failure of the banks to do what they saw as their mainstream job, which was making money out of money, is that they've forgotten that actually we need to make money out of things. And it's clear that the banking system has got to be refocused to ensure that companies that actually make and develop things, design and develop things, do have access to finance at the right time. I know that it can be a problem for small companies that if they can't finance their work in hand, that they actually have to cut back, even though they're a really viable business. And as I say, there needs to be a means of refocusing the banking system, which had lost its way in the last decade and was purely focusing on making money out of money, and it has to be looked at. Banks are there to finance the country, not just themselves.